Yes, Jess.
I have a question. First of all, I want to tell you guys, I have the privilege of working with her, and she never said this about herself, but she is as good or better than anybody else in voiceover, as well as being one of the nicest people out there.
I wish I could say the same.
I wish one of these days. But I gotta tell you, on the subject of pornographic stuff, Greg, isn't it true that you used to do promos for the Spice Channel?
I did.
And we used to, at a cartoon that me and Gray did together, I used to make her remember these promos she did for softcore porno movies and tell them to me. And my favorite one was about little people.
Yes,
Will you
Bang Bang.
will you please tell me?
Yes. I did.
Can you explain what the Spice Channel is to young people?
Yes, a long time ago, before you could just dial up porn on your phone, there was a channel called the Spice Channel, and it was very spicy. And I did the promo. There was little people there was regular sized men with little ladies, and it was called. And the movie was I'll do it. This is the promo. I had to do my sexy voice for it. It's a small world after all, in a house full of little people with big appetites for sex. These little ladies are out to prove that good things do come in small packages. Itty bitty bang bang, next on Spice. Oh, I was the voice of Spice forever. Oh, I was the voice of Spice for like 12 years. Yeah, oh yeah. And I also did their Latin American killer because I'm half Mexican, so I would do, the promos that were a little bit more like this. And if they only had a few words in Spanish, I could do it, but I can't speak fluently. But it pretty much sounds like Carmelita Fox. If anybody plays this like Cooper things, I'm Carmelita Fox, yes. Dirty ringtail, what are you doing? Anyway, I was like, I got my Latin porn voice. I'll use that for Carmelita Fox. We're gonna get real here. I needed to make my demo tape. Gosh, this is gonna get really bad. Let's just do it. I had to make my demo tape. After I paid for the $800 class, I had to do my demo tape. And that was $1,000, and like for the person who had to like borrow the mic, so I was like, oh shit. But I was like, I know if I can get a good demo tape, I know I could get. That's a lot of pee. That's like a few iced teas. Like, I mean, really. And it's more now. It's like 2,000 now.
What year was it?
92?
Yeah.
94.
This was before you could like have a studio in an apartment.
Yeah, and that's before you could do it on your phone or something.
Does voice recording, and she just rented the apartment next door in Manhattan.
Yeah.
And she only $5,000, and she's got the studio.
That's amazing. Yeah. I don't even need a studio now.
My husband. Hello. My husband produces pop music. It's so nice on the microphone though.
I have missed myself. Okay. Yeah, my husband produces pop music, and he's got a fancy studio at our house. But I plug in the mic into the laptop on the it's called a oh shoot, what is it called? Apogee. An Apogee 1. It sounds exactly the same as in this really expensive studio. I'm like, what am I doing? So now I'm the laziest person in the world. I'm just like, I used to be like, I don't want to drive to my agent's office. Now I'm like, I don't want to walk down to the garage. Now I'm like, I don't want to turn over in the bed. Oh yeah, so anyway, so it was $1,000 for the demo tape. And there was, my friend's like, there's an amateur contest at Deja Vu, and the prize is $1,500 if you win. And I was like, amateur what? And she's like, amateur stripping. I'm like, oh my God! But I couldn't, and I'm not a dancer. Like, I'm not coordinated. I'm really like, when I walk, even walking from one, if I know people watch me, I'm like, I'm like, watch me walk, I'm gonna do something stupid. But I was like, but I really need the money. So I was like, what can be my angle? So I went and I like talked to every guy in there. I was like, look, I do voices, and I was like, I can do a lady, I can be a witch, I can talk like this, I can be this. And I was doing, and they were like, oh my God, that's amazing. And I was like, I need a demo tape, you have to vote for me, please vote for me. And they were like, okay, because they did it by applause, so I like primed the space. Then came the amateurs, quote unquote, because I'm telling you, these ladies are not amateurs. They're like traveling. That's all they do. They travel around enjoying amateur contests, and they had like the boobs and the long blonde hair and like totally tanned and like costumes and like crazy. Like they must have spent a ton of money on their costumes. Like sparklers. One lady had like sparklers and like the pole, and I mean they were really good. And I was like this little brunette. Like my hair was like, you know, I just did not. I didn't even have like good stripper clothes. I had like I was like Victoria's Secret. Yeah, that's where sexy clothes are. And I just had like some Victoria's Secret underwear and some weird bra. I didn't like. They had like the bathing suit with the neon and anyway, but and the clear heels. I was like, where'd they get those shoes? This like must be a specialty store, which it is. Anyway, but I was like, I can sing. So I got a Harry Connick Jr. Remember Harry Connick Jr.? Okay, well there was a karaoke Harry Connick Jr. CD, and I sang "Don't Get Around Much Anymore." That Duke Ellington. I had like, you know, like a feather boa. I was like strippers, feather boa, Victoria's Secret. I knew like I was. Anyway, so I went up there and I just sang like, "Miss the Saturday dance, I heard they crowded the floor." You know, and like I did the whole thing. Couldn't bear it without you, don't get around much anymore. Yeah, anyway, so it was so fun. And then the ladies are like, oh, that's really funny, that little girl. You know, and they were like, oh, you're cute. And then when the voting happened, I just like won by a landslide. Like everybody was like, I mean, because I talked to every single guy in the whole bar. So I won $1,500, and I got my nose. Oh boy, internet. I hope this is all going on. Hi, Mom. Anyway, so it's all right. I don't talk to my mom anymore.